Hi, this is Kim Watson. Welcome to this week's video looking at specifically at brokers charts. Now this morning I opened up my eSignal as normal, refreshed it, it sort of works okay for a little while, then just started freezing and I was without some charts for a little while. Personally I use eSignal. I'll bring eSignal into play here. I like eSignal. To be fair, I don't think a lot of things have quite the same functionality. It's just easy to change time frames, it's easy to have everything. I've got like pages here so I can flip through the different pages. Now I know there are other brokers out there or other charting packages out there that have got this sort of functionality, but I can have so many different things going on here and it just suits me, and I've become a creature of habit. So I have no real need to change from what I've got here. As I say, I like it. However, as I say, this morning it crashed. It wasn't working properly. There was a problem, and I was made to look elsewhere for trying to. And it was really like initially like trading blindly. Firstly, I went to TradingView, which is I do pay for the a very light version of TradingView, annual fee, as a backup. And I found that so frustrating as it was, because it's limited to my particular subscription is limited, and you start having to pay quite a bit more, which got me thinking, how many of the brokers out there are supplying you with some good brokerage charts? And well, we've got a website, Best Brokers Online. I'll show you it in a moment and copy you it on the bottom of this video. But that particular site looks at different brokers that we like, the brokers, the way they trade, etc. Not necessarily that we like all their charts, but we do like what they do. What I've done here is I'm going to show you two of the packages that are available from two of the brokers there, which I think are just superior to the rest. Now you can have your own choices, whatever else, of what you like for a broker. It doesn't mean to say they're the best brokers necessarily, but they're good brokers with good charts, and that's all we were looking at. Now I know there are other brokers out there that have great charts, but those great charts are one thing. I want a broker that actually deals with me properly and I can trade with and I don't get ripped off by. So sometimes a great chart doesn't mean to say that you're going to get a good deal from your broker. It just means you're paying for it in a different way. So no further ado, I'm going to look at two brokers. As I say, to me they've got the best of the charts from all the brokers that we deal with, and I'm going to just compare them a little bit with eSignal. Now eSignal, this is an expensive toy to have in real terms for a lot of traders. If you're spending $150, $200 a month on your charting package, you've got to scratch your head and think, well, am I making that back? If you're making it back and plus some or some more, that's great. If you're first kicking off out there, do you really need to be spending $150? I mean, we got it down to about $90 or $80. Can't remember what it was. A special deal we negotiated at one time with eSignal, but they're fickle as a company, and they really push their retail market towards their alternative offering, which is TradingView. Now this morning I've got a subscription to that as well, just as a backup to my eSignal, and I kicked into that. And I found it so clunky because I haven't paid for all the bells and whistles. I've just literally got a standard annual subscription with them, which gives me the opportunity to look at a few extra markets which I don't want to subscribe to on eSignal, because it just becomes stupid money. So looking at what did I do this morning? Well, I started off, as I say, looking at TradingView. Found it difficult because it's not all got the functionality, but then remembered actually I've got a broker account which I could look at. I've got two brokers accounts, both got good charts, so I thought, well, actually let's have a look at that. Now because I tried TradingView, I decided to look at my own brokers accounts first, and the broker I'm using is LMAX. You can find more details out of them. I'll give you all the details later, but these are free charts basically that's showing here. Now the charts are supplied by IT Finance. The data is real time, but not only is it real time, it belongs to my broker. So this is LMAX's feed. So the feed is actually, so if we get little spikes in the price here and whatever, it's actually what's actually happened with my broker. It's not happening with another broker feed that's on your broker, and it's very clear to watch. Now of course just because the price spikes one way or the other doesn't always mean to say you'll get filled on those spikes, even if it's your broker feed, because the volumes are not there and it is a spike. It may be that it happened so quickly, some of the positions got filled, or some of your position may have got filled, not all of it, some maybe none of it. But it just means that the charts are more accurate to what you're doing and what you're looking at, and the price reflects directly of what the broker's giving you at that any given time, which again is a benefit, because if you're looking at it and you think, oh, it's just breaking down below that 21 or whatever it may be doing, and you're happy to be trading that, and then actually it isn't, it's the chart's wrong, and it's you're into a trade that you shouldn't be into possibly. So as I say, this is LMAX's offering that comes free with an account. IT Finance provide the actual charting software, brilliant software in my book, because you can have options here. I've just left two. I've left the MACD and the relative strength. We use either or during our day trading day, and they're not. It's not as flexible as eSignal. Where eSignal, I've got little tabs here. I say it's not as. I haven't actually looked that well on this IT Finance, and perhaps I can tab them. If I can tab them, I would like that even more, but it doesn't really matter to me to have these two underneath here. Nice clean chart. Now yes, I've got some more data on and moving averages on my eSignal chart, and I can put those on here without any problem whatsoever. There's no limit to what I can put on here. It's pretty open. It can do everything I could possibly ask it to do, and it has today. It's performed well. I've got other charts that I'm just going to pull over here. This is my little 2 minute. I like a little 2 minute chart. Now when you look at these charts, and I'm going to draw another one over here. I've got the 5 minute chart, and if you pop them next to each other, they actually lock into place. They like magnetic lock. So if you've got multiple screens, you can float them out there, and to me it's absolutely perfect, because I've got a nice neat setup, and as I say, I'm impressed. Price, everything works on them. Now, the other thing that we come across as traders sometimes, we'll be talking about a 4-hour bar and the time of the chart. The good thing to know, both these brokers I'm looking at both have charts and times based on the UK time, and so they tie in to what I'm using on eSignal, because I'm working on the day starting at 12 midnight through to 12, so that's what I'm expecting my daily bars to resemble, and these resemble same. The 4-hour bars are the same, and that's important, because sometimes some of our traders are talking about a 4-hour bar, and hang on a minute, no, that's not working. So I've got a different bar, and I'll give you an example. I'm going to just flick across to this chart here. Now this is a trading view, so it's my trading view account here, live account here, that's on trading view. These are 4-hour bars. Now you can pay and get this. You can't have much on it, even I've loaded it up a little bit here. I've got a moving average and some pivots, and for the fee I pay is about $90 a year or something, or 90 quid a year, I can't remember, something in that region. I haven't gone for the full package because I don't want a full package, I just want a backup. But either way, I can't load it up much more on it anyway. The other thing is the 4-hour bars. I can't adjust the time frame or the pivots to work correctly. So if I'm using pivots and 4-hour bars, it just don't work. And it's a bit of a frustration with eSignal. I have to adjust eSignal, so I can adjust the pivots though. So from a Tuesday onwards, they work properly. And unfortunately, you can't put the start time and end time on some of these things. You have no on here. I cannot change them at all. So for me, it's frustrating. I'm looking at the incorrect pivots quite frequently, and I have to check them manually or whatever. So there's a few glitches, and this is, as I say, this is with the paid version. But also the important thing here, as I say, the 4-hour bars, because they're working at different time frames, the 4-hour bars don't all look the same. So if you're dealing with, if you're looking and swinging and trading with us and Charlie, myself and Charlie, you'll be looking at a 4-hour bar, and you'll be looking at a completely different bar so often, because it's half of one bar and half another bar. So as I say, it's not necessarily the greatest examples here, but if I switch across to I'm going to show you the markets.com version, and this is still actually looks very like what you've just seen, because it is, but here you've got trading view effectively, but with right time. So look, you've got the pivot swing candle showing there properly, as opposed to what it's showing over here is nothing. It's not really showing it correctly. It's not showing the price action at all, exactly the same. So you're getting different views. So That's what I'm referring to here. It's got the right 4 hours, and the benefits that you can actually adjust. If I can click on there and get the bring the pivot settings up, I can set my pivots in terms of time zone. I can actually set these pivots. There we go, to actually actual custom time. So this works exactly the same as my eSignal account does. So I can put it from 0 to 0 when I wish to. It's defaulted to the Sunday evening on here, joining in part of the day, which is somewhat well, I don't really want to happen. Let's just take that off. I don't want to happen, but it happens with eSignal as well. So for some reason eSignal have gone the same way, and it's awkward. But from tomorrow onwards, my daily pivots on here are correct and everything's perfect. As I say, the charts themselves very easy to use. You just saw I just added things. You can add moving averages, and you can delete your moving averages just by right clicking on them. Very, very simple. Good package. Would I pay for it is the question. Yes, I would. I like this. In fact, I'm even looking at possibly replacing my eSignal with it. I like it that much. Things where I find it clunky is time. Up here, look, I've got to adjust, instead of having buttons across the top, which I can with eSignal, and this is where you pay the premium for. I have to go up to here, and I can adjust the time here. See, it's lightning fast, as is most things with LMAX, because they work on very low latency, and the charts are as sharp as anything. So that's the one version. As I say, IT Finax comes with LMAX, and the other great version is, I think it's a better version than what's out there for free, for paid for rather, is the Markets.com. Markets.com, they give you this MarketsX platform, and the platform comes with, let me just click across here, show you. In fact, I'm just going to make this a full page for a minute. If I click across here, you've got all the price action comes in. So you can see your charts, and you can select your charts from up here. And you can buy and sell off these charts, which again, it's a nice toy to have on here. So again, it's all good, and it's with the same broker, so you're not going through, for example, some people say, well, I'll use TradingView, then use a different broker. Here you're using the broker with TradingView, and it's all their problem. If TradingView on their own makes a mess up of my trade, and the signal doesn't get passed across to the broker, then I've got a dispute with two parties. Here I've only got the dispute with Markets.com if anything goes wrong. So I like this. Right, so I can get rid of this. Let's get rid of that, hide that, and you can see the charts are good. Slight drawback is where with the I can on the other system I showed you, I can split the charts and spread them out. Here I can split charts and have up to 8 different charts here, showing. To work these, I can't float these though. I haven't found a way of floating them. He says I can only look at them singularly, or as a group there. So you'd have to stretch this across your screen to see them all and adjust them. Slight drawback, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is still a really good charting package. Let me just see if I can. There we go. I can float them in this way here, but it's just making a full screen of things. It's not, and you can float them across your screen, so you can look at them that way. It's yeah, as I say, it's good enough, and it's free. And instead of paying for TradingView, you can have it free of charge on with this broker. So it's, to me, it's a no-brainer. The other thing is, as I said to you, I'm pretty much topped up of what I can have in terms of putting extra moving averages and things on my paid for version of TradingView. Here, got it free, and I can put as many things I like on there. I can pile it in there. As I say, I can have multiple charts if I want to, and select them and stretch them out more. I mean, I've overdone it with the 4 there. Maybe just have 2. I say 4, 8, or just 4. So you could have 4 and spread it across your computer as you wish. Drag it out, drag the page out. So maximize it across your number of screens. Or if you've got a really big screen, you can have that. It will look pretty good, I think. And you can change the colors and everything else. All the functionality is there with these. I've never really actually had a major problem with TradingView or TradeView, whatever it's called. Let's have a look now. TradingView, I was rare in the first place. Not had a problem with it, but Why pay for it when you get it free if you're looking at using a broker anyway? And if you've got a broker here, it's again, you can read all about it. I'll give you the link at our website that you'll find. This is bestbrokersonline.com. Scroll it down. I was going to scroll it down. I'll just bring it in there. There you go. bestbrokersonline.com. I'll give you the link. Go to those. Have a look at those too, and you can select your broker. Really, there's a number of brokers on there at the moment. There's one or two more coming. We're not pushing loads and loads on there. We're doing analysis on those that we find. You can find out which broker best suits you, etc. So there we go. Two really good charting packages, free of charge if you're using the broker. And to me, as I said, it's a bit of a no-brainer unless you want to go out spending on your charts. If you need any help with any of those, do fire back at me and I'll help you. Have a great day, great week. Bye for now.